Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Faffing with Friends. And this week we're going to talk about astrology. Now, that must mean already that I have to go to confession at some point. So, anyway, where
Go
do we
on.
begin with astrology? Well, astrology, as we can define it, is a system by which human nature can be understood according to the constellations, right? So, people study the stars and they try to determine how they have an influence on human bodies. And, you have 12 zodiac signs. If I get them wrong, Ivaylo, please correct me. So you've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and
Hell
Pisces.
yeah, yeah, there you go. That's
And
my guy.
apparently there's some mysterious 13 zodiac that we don't know about. And apparently it just ruins everything if you count it. And if you're a Capricorn, you end up becoming an Aquarius. And I'm like, okay, anyway.
Yeah, big oof, yeah.
So,
Go on.
if you want to talk about the beginnings of astrology, there are debates about whether it started in Mesopotamia or Greece or the Eastern astrology that started in India or China. We're all familiar with the Chinese New Year. It's interesting because, on the one hand, I've read that Western astrology is more concerned nowadays with self knowledge, whereas other astrologies might be more focused on predicting events. Right? So, and you've got birth charts and so on and so forth. It's a lot of rich symbolism and stuff like that within it. And I think if you look at it as a myth, it's a very interesting topic, right?
Yeah.
Because there is a danger that if you believe too much in it, then you're forfeiting your free will and you're accepting some sort of determinism, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And that's something we can debate about. You don't have to agree with me, and that's fine. And at some point, I'm sure we'll talk about tarot and tarot readings and how they relate to astrology. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So, a disclaimer before we continue: I have checked out my zodiac sign, my astrology, my horoscope, my tarot before. Within the Catholic Church, that's a sin. That's a mortal sin. You have to go to confession for, right? So that's something that I have to personally be very careful with. And accept the fact that I am a sinner, but that doesn't mean that I keep sinning, right? I have to be very constructive in how I reform myself.
I appreciate the sacrifice you're making with this episode. I don't think that I don't think astrology is that huge of a deal. I firmly think that it's important and it's fun, and I'm way more interested in like the historical aspect of it because that's how we kind of mapped out the universe. That's how we mapped the stars. We have all these constellations and, Ursa Minor, Ursa Major, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Let me explain that a little bit. So, for a long time, astrology and astronomy were hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the 19th century, when the scientific method was well established, that they diverted. So, astronomy took on the more scientific term, which was the study of the stars, and astrology took on the more sort of mystical aspects of it, which was the divination of the stars, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it differs, okay?
Yeah. I firmly agree, and I think that it's just, I think it's just the natural order of things, really. I think that, the ancient Romans and the Greeks and the Mesopotamians, they had to do that in order to, maintain a sense of where they are and, try and find their place in the universe. That's a huge thing. And, like, throughout history, it's been a massive idea, what is my place in history? There's all these stars out there. They're amazing. And, like, how do I, as an individual, feature in this universe?
Now, as our loving audience may have noticed, this is the longest I have ever quietly sat there and said
God,
nothing.
Here we go.
Now, I bet you are all deeply curious as to why I have said nothing about this fascinating subject. Well, let me give you a little tour on Lawrence's wild train. I think astrology is one of the dumbest things ever conceived.
Okay.
Now,
Debate.
I know multiple astronomers who despise that the very similar named astrologers constantly make their entire profession seem dumb because people confuse them and conflate them too often.
Okay, yes, okay.
Also, I do not ever believe in horoscopes or any of that fortune-telling stuff. And the people out there who are like to the level where they let that kind of shit affect their day-to-day decision-making or like the people they interact with, like, oh my god, you're a Virgo, we're going to be great friends. I find those kinds of people completely insufferable. If you let astrology and tarot and all these different like magic fortune-telling ways dictate the kind of things you do, the people you associate with, the kind of things you believe in. I just find you kind of funny. That's where you stand for me. I don't find this in any way a believable or like impactful thing, and I can't handle it when people start going like, oh, you're a Capricorn, you must be so and so. I will actively do the opposite of whatever they've said.
That's such a Capricorn thing to say, Lawrence.
And there we go. This is why Faffing with Friends ended, because Ivaylo tried to read my horoscope.
No, I actually have your horoscope right here if you want to, but
yes, like I said, to me it's just I don't have much more than that to say on the topic usually. I think tarot can be used in interesting ways. We've seen it in a lot of media. One of the things we talk about a lot on this podcast, because Ivaylo's a weeb, is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And in JoJo, tarots, at least in part 3, are used in a very fascinating way to divide and almost give a personality and sometimes power set to whatever person they're associated with. And that's an interesting use of it as a fictional narrative device. I think that's a very cool thing to do with it. Another series that Weeb Ivaylo is a big fan of now, Persona. Persona does an incredibly good job of using tarot as a way to associate personalities and characters, and uses the arcanas for different
You just hijacked my
abilities.
Points. What the fuck? Anyway.
Yes, I do that because I'm a great scholar of many things. But yes, those are the only positives. The only positives you'll hear from me about any of this is in fiction, they have been used in many, many fascinating ways, and I do like that part.
It's because of the archetypes that are used in tarot, right? There's a lot of archetypes that you could even take a deck of tarot and place the cards out in such a fashion that you could create a story from the cards that are placed out. And literally, that's what it is. That's how you read.
Yes, fortune telling is quite literally you place the cards, and whatever cards in whatever order tell a narrative, and that will be your fortune.
Right, exactly.
That's the thing with the whole deck itself. You know, you start off with the Fool.
Quick question for the team: what's your favorite tarot card?
I'm bracing myself for this, but Joe can go first. Go on.
Well, it's a tough question because there's a lot of good cards out there.
Also, we're talking the major ones. We're not going through like I know there's way more than the ones that are like known usually. Yeah, we're going through the major here.
There are 3 that I gravitate towards personally, and there are people. Like, for example, I think it's the Judgment one, which is just, it's a triumphant scene. But for me, obviously, it's funny because this might be somehow me watching these readings feeding back into my perception of what my favorite cards are. So I like the Hermit and the Magician, who are supposed to also be the cards for Virgo, right? But I also like the Emperor.
Oh.
I think, I like his energy a lot. The Hierophant, maybe, to an extent, but I think other than that, Strength is a great card too. But I think I gravitate more towards...
I didn't say the whole deck, I said your favorites.
I'm going to cut that out. You can say whatever you want.
Fight me, bro. But,
I will fight you both.
The thing is, right? See, this is where... I'm not in agreement with Florence. I don't think it's completely useless or it's completely bad. And, but at the same time, I understand what you're saying. And I'm not like... I don't dictate my life by my zodiac. I find it fascinating and it can help me with like...
Do you enjoy the company of people who are like, I can't hang out with you?
I haven't had that situation. I had people who have...
Because I have, and they're fucking insufferable.
Anyways, moving on. So, the thing with like the astrology and like the tarot is that they are interchangeably connected. I'm pretty sure that the tarot also represents every single zodiac in a way. And this is where it gets funny for me because, I'm a Leo. Some would say the best zodiac in the whole flipping,
of course,
the whole thing. I'm creative. I'm intelligent. I'm charismatic. I have all these insanely good qualities. I'm the king of the jungle.
Wow.
And
can you all tell that we have Kendrick Lamar's definition of humble in this?
Be humble. Sorry. Anyways, we move. Cut that out before he gets flagged by Kendrick. Anyways, so with that being said, my planet is obviously the sun, and this is where it gets interesting. For tarot, the card I get the most is the sun. That's one of my favorite ones. Again, symbolizes victory, symbolizes triumph, symbolizes happiness, all that kind of stuff. And the other one I get most often is strength, which in the traditional artwork is a woman opening the mouth of a lion. So again, those two cards are always linked to my zodiac, and I always seem to get them. So, you know, Lawrence may claim that it's all not real or whatever, but, you know.
I think the word you're looking for is malarkey.
I think you need to stop saying that.
Okay, Joe
Okay,
Biden.
Joe Biden.
Hell yeah, Joe Biden has given me my favorite new word, malarkey.
It's fun. It's fun. I do enjoy reading stuff, and, you know, again, I'm not dictated by it, but it's fun to look at my birth charts and to see elements of my personality reflected in those writings and in the zodiac and in the cards. Like, for example, one of the most common things about Leos is that we apparently love theater. I absolutely love theater. I'm an art student. We're great writers. I'm an absolutely great writer. You can check out the blog.
That's such a Leo thing to say.
Oh my god, stop it. I'm going to fight you, but, you know. Well, see, it's true.
Can I just say, you guys mentioned your, you know, favorite representations of astrology in media. Mine happens to be Monty Python's Life of Brian in the beginning, where Mandy, the mother of Brian, asked one of the wise men, what star sign is he? And they respond with Capricorn. And then she goes, Capricorn, eh? What are they like? And they go, oh, but he is the son of God, our Messiah, King of the Jews. And then she goes, and that's Capricorn, is it? And they go, no, that's just him. Oh, I was going to say, otherwise it'd be a lot of them.
But, you know, Joe is a Virgo, if you guys didn't know that. Joe is a Virgo boy. And
Yeah.
this is another example of when astrology has actually gotten stuff right. So, according to my birth chart, my ascendant is a Virgo, which means I'm going to be familiar with the people who are Virgos. And I am so close. All of my good friends in life and loved ones are Virgo. My childhood friend from when I was 3 years old is a Virgo. I have another good friend from 6th form who is a Virgo. Joe is a Virgo. Another friend is a Virgo. A loved one is a Virgo. I am surrounded by Virgos, and that is because of astrology. You can't change my mind. Fight me.
Yep, virgins love having each other's backs.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fight you, god damn. Alright, it's on site, Lawrence. It's on site.
It so happens, apparently, right? Just general astrology says that Virgo is meant to get along with Capricorn a lot, right? Which Lawrence is. Lawrence is a Capricorn.
Does that sound like we get along? I'd rib on him literally without end.
Yeah, but you're good friends.
Well, the thing is...
You haven't let me say my favorite tarot cards, you mean boy.
Oh, yeah, go on.
That's such a Virgo and Leo thing to do.
You have to say it if it's that one.
I mean, anyone who knows me knows that if it came to it actually being accurate, the cards I would get every single time would be the Tower and the Devil.
Tower.
Like, yeah, those are the
See,
cards that would fit me if we wanted to go by the whole they fit your personality
Actually,
thing.
yes, but the thing is, the Tower gets a bad rep. Because, you know, the Tower isn't an evil card. There's no evil or inherent cards.
Well, no card is evil. You just reverse them, and it's like, oh, it means the opposite.
Well, no,
Right.
because the Tower is obviously the symbol of, like, destruction and death. And not death, but, like, destruction and loss and defeat.
Upheaval.
Yeah.
But also it's a tower about overcoming that, you know? After the tower collapses, you rebuild it. So that's the whole thing.
Let me let you in on a little secret. I ain't overcome shit.
Oh my lord, Lawrence. Stop being... Is this about to become like a therapy session for you? Is this what we're going for?
Yes, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Today you pay me, and I just have you sit on the couch, and I tell you your story.
Oh my god.
So, welcome to Faffing and Friends. Today, Lawrence is just going to attack all listeners.
Yeah, Lawrence, what happened today at work, bro? Are you okay? Like...
Well, see, none of the listeners have yet paid me any hard cash, so I don't really want to be their friend right now, you know? They haven't supported me directly quite yet. So, what I want to do today is do a little tarot card reading for our listeners.
Go for it. Awesome.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hope you're ready for me to tell you your future.
Well, why don't you tell our
Yeah,
future
tell
as
me-
well?
tell me.
Me and
No, I
Ivaylo.
don't know. You two have no future. You're on the
Wow.
podcast with me.
Lord.
Don't you guys love it?
Go on, what's your reading?
Of course, because you're listening to Faffing with Friends, the first card in your magical reading is the Fool in reverse. That means
Oh my
you're being
God.
taken advantage of, and you are a reckless, reckless person. Your second card of the day is the Hermit reversed.
Oh,
Because of course you are one, you're listening to Faffing with Friends. You're sat at home enjoying the loneliness of existence, just like me, Ivaylo and Joe, and you're feeling the broship of it all, really. You know, you feel like one of the boys. You listen to the pod and it makes you feel happy inside, warm and beautiful. And the last, the ultimate card, the final card of your reading, is the Wheel of Fortune.
I love that card. That's
in
actually a very good card.
reverse.
I love that card.
Meaning you have bad luck and no control, which again has brought you to me, your new idol in life. Please
stop this.
embrace me and say how cool I am in the comments, and I will feel good.
That was a good reading.
Lawrence has committed just the biggest heel turn on the whole podcast. Man has just gone.
Hey, it was about time that I revealed the twist, which is that I'm the villain of the podcast.
He really is the villain. It's just man. I like
fact,
Tarot.
I think
Lawrence,
we're all gonna have so much more
I
fun.
like Tarot. Tarot is good.
I mean, you should appreciate my amazing reading.
Well,
then.
I
Come
don't
on.
because I doubt you have any
Wow.
cards. But we move.
Hey, now I was actually clicking a button that randomly picked
Okay,
cards.
fair enough. Yeah, fair play. But no,
And then I had to just be like, what does that? Oh yeah, right.
Speaking of tarot, right? Tarot readings, there has been a
Yes.
popular surge in online tarot
Mm-hmm.
readings. It has skyrocketed in recent years, and I'm quite amazed that, it's gotten to this point. Like, I knew a tarot reader when I was younger, and that was it. I just knew that one tarot reader.
And then Joe reported them to the Inquisition, and their heresy was forever silent.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. So, yeah. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I find at least the in-person readings have like a pizzazz to them. There's personality. There's when you get a reading, they put in effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Usually, right? It's not just there's like a craftsmanship to doing it
Yeah.
well and doing it in a way that actually feels like it wasn't a waste of money. Whereas getting an online one, you can do what I just did and get a random card generator and be like, press the button 3 times and see what you get. I mean, I don't know. Online readings they don't have that stage presence that
and
the in-person
also a
ones
big part
have.
of tarot is the fact that you have to shuffle the cards yourself so that they may get your energy. That's one of the first
Right.
things.
Yeah,
I learned.
again,
Yeah.
which is why hitting the random button yourself, at least, the algorithm's giving you a card based on your click.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I learned the reason why when I learned the craft was for a very good friend of mine, and it was again we sat down and they explained, you have to do this and you have to do that, and I learned, and it's something I do for fun, and it's not again I'm not gambling with it, and I'm not trying to predict the lottery numbers, but it's something fun, and it serves as a nice point of reflection, in my opinion. I think that sometimes when you're feeling down or when you're feeling bad, you can sit down and you can do it, and you can just be like, yeah, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense, and it's a personal experience, in my opinion. I think that you can do it for other people, but for me the most important ones are the ones you do yourself for yourself, because it's just kind of it's a fun thing to do. Really, I love it. It's pretty fun. Again, it just a lot of the stuff that's I am and that I believe in is reflected in the cards I get. So, you can call that blind luck, or you can call that divination, or whatever have you. But
Well, you can call it confirmation bias.
well,
too.
yeah,
That's
maybe,
another.
Maybe it's that. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's anything.
I can't wait for the day where Ivaylo pulls the world at long last and he goes and gambles his life savings.
I've pulled the world so many times.
Oh, no.
Literally, one of my best readings was at the end of the day when what would be the outcome of all this? And I pulled the world.
Do your best deal.
And I was like...
Do your best deal.
And I was like, that's a very nice card. Because the world is actually a very nice card. It means...
I was like, Zawarudo!
Please stop. It means perfection. It means health. It means the end of a journey.
Yes, fulfillment, all
and
that.
It's
Very
the final
sick.
card. So if you believe that the Arcana starts with the Fool, and then the all of the cards of the journey through to the world, the Fool eventually through everyone he's met and all the things he's experienced ends up attaining the worlds. And again, it's a very nice narrative. I love it. And I disagree with both of you on the fact that you think it's malarkey and that Joe thinks it's anti-Catholic, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not going to fight on that. I think
Joe thinks it's heresy.
Yeah, you think it's malarkey and he thinks it's heresy. I get it. I get your viewpoints.
I think it's
At the
malarkey.
end of the day, I don't think I'm sinning when I'm doing it.
I'll give him one thing, yeah? I've seen some really cool looking tarot packs where the cards have 10 out of 10 designs, and I've seen a few where even though I could not care less about the concept or the cards themselves, I saw them and I was like, That's so cool. I considered
Oh, yeah.
buying it. Like, that looks really cool. I like the art. The art's great.
I have a manga deck for tarot. Yeah.
That is actually pretty cool.
Mm.
I think personally, the only way in which I would engage with it, even if I did, maybe I shouldn't, would be if I ever wanted to craft a story based purely on that method of just pulling out a card and seeing where it goes.
Did you never have to do that? Because I actually got that as a task, a literary task once in school. And it was like, you pull a random card, and then you pull, I think it was 5 total for that like experiment. And then you try and write a short story based off of the 5 you got. And it'd be like, you could order them in any order. You didn't have to use them in the order you pulled them. But it was like, you know, it was an interesting way to like shut yourself into the conditions and actually challenge yourself. Because it was, you know, you can only do so much with 5 conceptual pulls of a card here.
I get that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you don't always have to use tarot cards. You can just get playing cards and write on them, but it's because of the artwork.
Oh yeah, no, there's some actual like beautiful pieces of art on some of these cards, and part of that is the amount of ways, you know, any artist that does a pack will represent each card in a different way, which adds like a very, it's almost like a collectible nature to that. If you'd want to be like own multiple decks that all have completely varied like art styles, it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, and a lot of online readers do actually have that, and they'll use their different decks within their reading. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I completely agree. And again, with the different designs, I think it's absolutely beautiful because the original designs are amazing as well. And I do have an original tarot deck which follows the actual 14th, 15th century cards. So with that in mind,
I think it's supposed to be, but they could be earlier than that. We don't
know where they came from. But again, one of the biggest significances of the tarot is that. Also, I apologize to anyone for all the mispronunciations of tarot and tarot. I personally say tarot, but you know.
Yeah, I say tarot because that's the way I've heard it.
Yeah, tarot. But at the end of the day, they are the precursors to actual playing cards. Back in the day, people did used to actually play card games with them.
Yep.
So obviously, the Fool is the Joker. They have all the different all the different symbols and all the different coats.
You got the Emperor, the Empress.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Lovers is like the reason hearts exist as a jacket.
And all those kind of...
You've got the 4 different houses. You've got sword, cups, coin.
Yeah, it's pentacles, cups, swords, and what's the last one? What's the last one?
As our dear listeners see, we are very well educated.
We're very well. Well, it's swords, cups, pentacles, and I genuinely forgot. I genuinely forgot. I've stumped myself. But they obviously...
See, this is why Ivaylo isn't a true reader of the tarot.
Oh, it's wands. It's wands.
Yes,
it's wands.
And they obviously transition into the different suits, swords being spades, cups being hearts, which actually in Bulgarian, cups is still cups when you're talking about cards. So cups are hearts, which is the symbol of love, all that kind of stuff. Wands are not spades, they have one. This is just bad. Like I don't know my suits, boys. I don't know my suits. But
well, then stop. Yeah. You're only making it worse.
Pentacles are diamonds. I know pentacles are diamonds. So wands are the one remaining. Clovers, cleaves. I don't know. I forgot. Fuck it. Moving on. But yeah, because of
Anne of Cleves. There she goes.
Because of the tarot, we have the playing cards, and that's fascinating to me. Like, if I could learn to play a game with tarot cards,
I mean, it's you know, it's like it makes sense, right? Because gambling is a game of luck and fate and all that. So it makes total sense that one of the biggest forms of gambling in a gamified form comes from the cards that told you your luck.
Yeah,
you know?
Pretty much. And again,
you're playing with those very cards and literally playing the luck to see what you're getting.
Yeah, and the symbol of the Fool being also the Joker. You know, it's the same thing of, you know, what do you use the Joker for? You use the Joker to replace a missing card, so he can be literally anyone. And you know, in some games you have the Joker as well. But again, the Fool is like the main protagonist of the deck if you want to look at it from like a narrative viewpoint, you know. But yeah, I find the whole thing pretty fascinating, really. I love it as an art form, and I think that it's not as bad as both of the extremes we have heard on this podcast. So
I mean, hey, I just think people who like structure their belief in life around, you know, their fucking horoscope are stupid. I don't think this is that inherently bad. It's just the way some people utilize it utterly infuriates me and they annoy me. So that's about it. Like You know, like I said, I appreciate like the art, I appreciate the cards, I appreciate the pizzazz and the fucking stagemanship of like some of the readers that will, you know, do those really interesting readings for you and actually put in the effort and make it feel like it was worth it. I just don't care staking anything on the results of a tarot card or my zodiac sign.
I get you. That's your choice. I get that. You know, yeah. Neither do I though. I don't base like my whole life choices, but I like it. It's cool. I see reflections of myself on it. So yeah.
And Joe has to like cleanse the heresy anytime one hits him.
My God, stop it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I do frequently say
He pulls out his holy water, sprinkles it at the card, and it's
I actually have holy water.
Catch fire. I know you do. Of course you do.
Of course you would.
Of course you do. I want you to like one day. I want you to sprinkle it at the mic when we're doing this podcast and see if I catch fire.
But yes.
I'm
sorry, Joe.
So,
I'm sorry you're not gonna go to hell for having an episode on astrology or for liking tarot cards and astrology. You know.
Well, I mean, if
you do, you better pull that devil card, man.
Well, if we have productive discussions about it, I'm sure it's fine. So here's what I want to sort of end with. I mean, I was going to ask, do you guys believe in compatibility? But we've clearly obviously already covered that,
do.
right?
I do.
Oh God.
Right, and there's a whole lot of like there are different ways of. There's like synastry compatibility that somebody recently told me about that's somewhat different to like the other compatibility calculators and stuff like that, which is they're all very interesting.
By the way, quick comment. If a single one of you goes, oh, that's such Capricorn things to say, I will 1v1 you. If anyone comments that, I'm coming for you.
Honest to God.
Make sure you also include your address, because it is on site, like Ivaylo likes to say.
So the thing is, when I checked out any compatibility calculator, whatever you want to call it, you end up not being very pleased with the results, and I think that's quite the point.
Yeah.
So the only thing I don't like about astrology and tarot, when you take it seriously, is the deterministic aspect of it.
That's quite true.
Right, and obviously, again, that's up to you. You obviously have the free will to take it or leave it, but sometimes I just like not knowing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, you know, even within Christianity, there are beliefs that you can have dreams that foretell something or visions or whatever, right?
It's prophecies.
Yeah.
The private revelations, exactly, even though there are some controversy surrounding them. So this is what I wanted to end with. The anti-astrology and tarot in Catholicism is Lectio Divina. Now, what is Lectio Divina? So Lectio Divina is the practice of opening the Bible at random.
Yeah.
And you pick the page. Yeah, I've actually seen this done, and I've done it once just to see. Yeah.
Yep. So you take a passage, you read it, you meditate, you pray, and you contemplate. And so the whole point of that is that you arrive at a truth by doing that. So that's the point, a truth. It's not going to affect your free will or your future. It's just, it all comes down to the practice of determining the truth of the matter, which always goes back to, within Catholic belief, you know, your belief in Christ, your belief in the Trinity, your belief in the Catholic dogma. So that is the anti-divination, if you like, in the Catholic faith, and that's what I personally wanted to end with.
Again, I'm pretty happy with tarot and the horoscope. I think that it's nothing harmful. I think that it can only benefit you as a person. And
I mean, we ended up on compatibility, and I think it is absolutely harmful because some people will be like, I'm incompatible with this kind of person, and they won't want to like give them a chance based on a misconception or preconceived notion because of that. Right. And I would never like not give someone the chance or the benefit of the doubt based on like, oh, but they're the opposite of me.
I'm then extremely lucky because all the people I'm compatible with are actually the people that I'm compatible with, actually. So I haven't been to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not incompatible with this person and they've turned out to be an asshole. Like, I've always been compatible with my people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
confirmation bias.
Shut up! Anyway.
And astrology's answer to the issue of compatibility is that you have a whole birth chart and you've got different aspects of the zodiac within your birth chart, you know, so you could have if you can have a rising or a moon sign that is compatible with a person who your sun sign might not be compatible with, right? So
Metal Gear Rising,
right? So it's more complicated than we can talk about in half an hour. But I think we've done our best to give like a little crash course from our perspective of what we think about astrology and tarot cards.
And some very conflicting viewpoints, but you know, we move.
If any of you want to continue the fight in the comments section, I am ready, I'm loaded, I can go at this forever. Please, just say something, comment. and I will take you down to Funky Town.
Oh my god. Well, there you have it, boys. Yeah, this has been Ivaylo. I've been happy to discuss astrology and my benefits, but you know.
This is the new heel of
Yeah,
Faffing with
Lawrence
friends.
assumed a very villainous role when he has to be taken down, which. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. I've won too many WrestleManias at this
He
point.
will be
You can't
taken
stop
down by
me.
the rising subscriber count. Please.
I just want to mention to everybody that we'll be taking a break
Yeah.
before we come back for another 10 episodes or so.
Yeah.
And we're going to be setting up a Patreon, just a little heads up. So if you guys want to begin supporting us at some point, that would be great too. All right. I've been Joe. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends and family. And Randy, your second cousin twice removed. And hopefully we'll see you guys next time.
That's such a Virgo thing to say.
Please stop it.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Love you all. Bye.